Okay, what up guys, how's it going? Adam Blue here. Another vlog. Let's see, this past week, Dead Cells, The Surge. Not too much different from the week before. Tons of Dead Cells, tons of Surge. I even have some videos up of both games if you're interested. The Surge, I got 10-minute gameplay, kind of showing how the game works. And The Surge, I kind of go through a walkthrough, kind of beginner's guide on the combat system. I think you guys should check it out. It's definitely really good. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Microsoft at E3. I specifically want to talk about Microsoft at E3. And let me actually get Sony out of the way first. Sony, they have a history of being arrogant. PS1, PS2, they thought they were top of their game. PS3 came out, we all know what happened with that. PS4 came back, they came back. They were a gamer's game console. But because of this popularity, they haven't really done much else if you've noticed. Have you noticed? For instance, Microsoft, they obviously started off bad with the Xbox One. But they came back, they added some pretty cool things, pretty cool features. I gotta say, this backwards compatibility thing is awesome. If Sony did that, that would be amazing. I have so many PS1 and PS2 games that I would love to be playing, or PS3 games too, that I'd be love to be playing with PS4. I mean, I still have my PS3 hooked up, and it's a 60 gig FAT of the original, so I can play PS1 and PS2 games. But I would still prefer to have just that one console. In fact, I even still have my original Xbox hooked up and not my 360. It's very interesting. But with Microsoft, this is a big year for Microsoft. Microsoft has been trying to come out of the trenches. They've been trying to come back from a low point, from not being a big hit with the gaming audience. I mean, in some ways it's not true. Console gaming is as big as ever, if not bigger. Software sales are crazy. There are some months where sales aren't where publishers expect, but the console space is healthy. Microsoft needs more right now to have people jump into their ecosystem. And what I think they have right now is great. Sony does have a better first-party lineup, and Microsoft needs to focus on that. Canceling Scalebound was a bad idea. Now, it could have just been the turmoil with the developer, Platinum Games. It just wasn't working. They should have at least kept it and kept working on it. Maybe just said, they're changing developers. Yeah, people probably wouldn't like the direction that's going, but it looked like a cool game was there, and they needed to go forward with it. In my opinion, and I could be a little biased, but I think Microsoft needs a Souls-like experience. These games are doing well. What I would love to see Microsoft do for E3 is to announce Xbox, OG Xbox backwards compatibility. That would be amazing if you could play these games on an Xbox One or PC. But if not OG compatibility, at least have these games put into the marketplace. Like, let's say it's just not technically possible right now, for whatever reasons, to be able to put a disc in the Xbox One that's an OG Xbox game. At least make the games available on the store, which it might have to be different. Like, I'm curious how the Phantom Dust worked, because Phantom Dust just came out recently. Was that remastered from the bottom up to work on Xbox One? Was there a lot of work needed to make that work? Or were they able to quickly do some sort of software BC? What if Phantom Dust is that example of OG Xbox games becoming BC games? That'd be amazing. Another thing Microsoft could do, since they're really big about this Windows 10 Xbox ecosystem, is to make their backwards compatibility on PC. And I'm talking about the 360 backwards compatibility. It might take time for Xbox One games in general that are not Play Anywhere to come onto PC, but I think the older 360 titles that they have a license to, they have access to without having to get into the business end of dealings.
Hey guys, this is Yokas, and I have a new Bango TS. It's like a shooting game. It's like a shooting game, so I'm going to call it shooting game. So every walk, you go to home. So you want to go to a different world, you go to my house, and then you shoot, you get some TS. This is shoot, this is fight, this is to fight with your arms, and this is fight with your punch with your foot. And then this is for you to carry you back then this for your move, then this for your shoot, and this for your fight and get a camera. So bye. Bye guys. Okay guys, I got a bag. And then I didn't show it yet because I saw the tears so much. So I'm going to use this one. So, and Sorbet have... Wait, okay? What? That's mine. What are you using mine?
Hey, so I had to get a new Xbox One controller for the kids. One of them broke. It had to do with the connector going into the micro USB slot. And so the idea was to buy a wired controller for the kids, kind of a cheap third-party one. Now this one, it's wired. Now, as you can see, it looks wireless, but it actually comes with a cable that plugs in. It looks like it's a little bit sturdier. But anyway, what I wanted to bring up is I'm shocked. It's been a long time since I've used third-party controller. Maybe I have ones for a 360, but you know, even in the Xbox days, PlayStation 2, you don't want to do third party. You want to go first party. But this actually feels good. It feels just like an Xbox One controller. I don't know if there's some sort of deal between Microsoft and PDP where they can kind of use the design. What I think is really cool about this, it has the headphone jack, but it also has this extra button right here. And by holding down this button, you can then change chat volume, in-game volume with the D-pad. So you hold down the button, you press the D-pad to do the changes. I just gotta say I'm kind of impressed with that. PDP camo version, Walmart, $35 I think. I think is a pretty good deal considering how expensive controllers can be. So I had a chance to play Prey PS4 Pro. Not my first choice PC, so I get 60 FPS, but it runs and plays well on the PS4. It really does. There was word of input delay, and I will say there is some. I mean, it's noticeable, but you kind of forget about it because of the type of game it is. It's not, so far, it's not a typical shooter. You know, this is from the Dishonored devs. You know, first impressions of the game, it looks great, and it just looks like the art direction's awesome. The universe they're creating, the world building is great. It's something I think that needs to be experienced, but when it comes to the actual gameplay loop, when it comes to the combat, so far, I'm not feeling it. Now, I didn't get into the later Deus Exes, maybe I'm crazy. Same thing with Dishonored, I couldn't get into those games. I'm not opposed to the genre. For instance, the BioShock games, I never really got into those. And when I say genre, I'm talking about this kind of exploration FPS RPG that's going on. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.